Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Battletech Advanced 3062 and our Irby Derby campaign. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a recovery mission, which I haven't done very many of. We have basically a Magistry of Canopus blocking lance that we need to get through. It looks like 2 vehicles and a Star Slayer 3C. And once we get to the target zone, we will receive additional coordinates and, well, additional enemies to fight. So, per usual, on the very first turn we are going to be reserving down pretty much all the way. The reason for this is because, well, again, per usual, shooting into 8 pips of evasion is, well, rather difficult. Of course, you can get your lucky shot, and they just did, the Star Slayer landing a large laser on our Marauder. And it did look like there was someone in the Op 4 moving at Initiative 7, so it very well may be that there's a fourth. Oh, yeah, there's somebody hanging around there that's a 60-ton mech. That is kind of exciting. I have taken this mission for 4 units of salvage and 19 units of random salvage, so hopefully we might be able to pick up a mech chassis off of it, if we're lucky. Could have moved there. Can definitely start shooting in on the Star Slayer. 4 evasion pips is pretty high, but nothing that we can't get through just by sheer weight of fire. Plus, of course, we have the sensor locks that we can do with Marauder and with the Irby Lamb. Apologies. There's definitely more up for it. Yeah, okay. So a fair number have gone, and these 2 vehicles still haven't. We're now on Initiative 1, so we have to move. And, well, I'm starting to feel like we're getting to a little bit of an interesting starting situation here. Alright, so this move will scout out the 60-ton mech as well as the vehicles. Rottweiler, double rocket launcher 10, streak SRM4s. I'm not too worried about either one of those. This is an Ostrock, a little bit disappointing, so I'm not really a fan of picking those up. And we do have a 65 and a 75-ton mech waiting in the wings to block our way. Okay, hey, that's pretty good opposition. I'm happy. It'll give us some things to fight through. Although, well, that's always a blessing and a curse. I don't know if you guys were able to see last Friday, we had a mission where, well, our employer dropped in some supporting forces and, well, did our job for us. Never a bad thing, but not what we have going on at the moment. So, bad accuracy, I'm going to drop another sensor lock on the Star Slayer and drop it to 0 pips of evasion. Hopefully we'll be able to do something with that. With the Centurion and the Dervish. Centurion's a usual choice, I suppose, but the Dervish is something that I had tried out sort of experimentally for this campaign, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a very nice mech. We've built it out a bit like a Kintaro, but, you know, do what we can and all that. So let's shoot in. This is a 3-skull difficulty mission, so seeing those heavy mechs back there is not necessarily a surprise. Hopefully it also won't be the end of the world. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to see what happens. So, El Duce coming in with the UMR-90, probably our weakest link on the lance right now. Not horrible in terms of firepower, particularly for the tonnage, just not as capable as some of our other choices. So, moving up with the Dervish, if not for our Artemis 4 ammunition, we probably wouldn't have any good accuracy on these at all. I don't really want to build any heat with that sort of profile, so let's fire the 2 medium lasers and the 2 SRM6s. Maybe we can get a little bit lucky. Do land one of the medium lasers, a couple missiles here and there, and, you know, something's always better than nothing. So, let's see. Let's wait. Let's wait. And I do want to hit the Star Slayer more. So let's get El Duce. Can you not go up that way? Can we not go up this way? That doesn't look like it's blocked off, but I suppose it is. We actually have to go all the way around. That's awful. God. Wow. Oh, this is why we need jump jets. But I don't have them, so... oh well. Only 1 shot landing. A little bit disappointing there. And if we have to go around, that actually makes me a little bit worried for the Irby Lamb, because he's going to be isolated until we can get something over there to cover and support. Shouldn't be that many turns. Oh, that was DFA. Right in our Centurion. Does land. It's going to be a lot of damage going in. Yeah. Is it a knockdown? Okay, Star Slayer fell over. And our Centurion is up. He's okay. That left arm is basically out of commission, so... well, so is the Mac, pretty much. I mean, that's not something we can run the risk of losing. That left arm, we've already lost it. Well, we've already had a damage. No, that was the right arm. Okay, I mean, I don't have any guns in the left arm. I suppose we could lose it, but that's a lot. That's a lot of price. It's also a lot of time in the mech bay. I'd really rather not. Let's see if we can punch the Star Slayer at least. Cluster rounds doing a good job. Ezram also following up pretty well. And that Star Slayer, I'd be surprised if he lasts the round. Of course, it would be nice to take out the 2 vehicles up there as well, particularly now that we have something to be concerned about, I would say. Let's see if we can get something done with Max and Dervish. Okay, nope, that's not a good facing. Give me... suppose that'll work. And let's see if we can finish this guy off. Go right through that damage, center torso, please. Bleeding out, left torso destroyed, but not dead. Okay, pilot eject. There we go. 3 salvageable parts on the Star Slayer might allow us to field one. I don't remember if I've sold those parts or not. Probably did, to be honest, but I'm not entirely sure. We have allied with House Merrick, so we do have faction stores available, and money is at a premium, but it is always thematic to field mechs that we pick up ourselves. So if we can build it, I will certainly endeavor to do so. We could get a move on the sprint here. Let's see. Okay, well, let's just shoot him at the Rottweiler. Doesn't make too big of a difference in our accuracy either way. His rocket launchers have already been used, so a lot of his firepower is gone. And killing those is not the most important thing ever. LRM's going into the Centurion, however, is a little bit worrisome. Our facing is protecting us, but it may not all that much longer. Of course, we do have the damage reduction, but I swear one day I will remember to use. Let's just hope that that day is today. I'm reserving down because I think that that 65-tonner in the back, probable Thunderbolt, based on Magistry of Compass all 4, has not yet moved, but they are smart enough to not let me get away with it. So we're going to stay at high elevation, a fair number of evasion pips. Might have some accuracy troubles while up here and so far away from things. But actually the height difference is doing wonders, as well as the size delta. So height difference -4, size delta -3 is cancelling out and actually, well, improving upon the penalties that we get from long range against the Marauder. There's an Ostrok, there's the Sleipnir, the Rottweiler, and that's a Catapult 4C, C4C in the back. So not Clan Tech, I don't think. Definitely a high tech build, but it has an XL engine, which we might be able to exploit with a well-chosen rear shot. Right now, let's get some damage on the Marauder, because that thing is very deadly and definitely a problem. What's interesting, we might be able to dash in with the Irby Lamb, pick up the Scientist, and get to evac. I have had those sorts of, well, we just need to run missions before, and this may end up being one of them, particularly if the Centurion keeps getting pounded. It's an actuator destroyed. Could be on the left arm. Yeah, it was on the left arm. Backnab it. And lots of missile fire going into the Dervish. Definitely not making me happy. But I think it's a temporary situation. So, can we get over far enough? No, we can't. And what's the armor like on the back of this Marauder? Pretty heavy. Heavier than we can go through, just from recent experience at least, with that Irby Lamb, any sort of reasonable expectation. So let's wait, What's moving on 7 for them? Something's moving on 7. Marauder has a tactician pilot moving at higher priority. Okay, so let's take the urban mech, let's move him up here. I want this thing dead. And I don't care if the urban mech takes a shot or two trying to accomplish that goal. Okay, we fit the Rottweiler, that's okay. Starting to, well, geez, all of that going into the turret. No, not all, just most. I think it's very heavy armor. I was hoping for some friendly fire on their end, hitting into their own tank, but doesn't look like we'll be so lucky. And let's wait down to moving on 6. Here comes the Sleipnir. Dervish and the Urban Mech taking a little bit of fire. It's not ideal. We might just have to stand here and fight with most things, while the Urbulam does a nice flanking maneuver. Particularly, I think the Marauder will have to just stand there and bash it out. The Dervish is fast enough, and we might have to bring the Centurion in just in order to survive. Okay, you know what we're going to do? So that facing is bad for us. We're going to do this, get on the right hand facing, but sink that instability with a brace. Good. That might be too tempting to give up. 3 evasion pips, trading for 1. So I want to see if we can hit Battle Lord and burn right through that vehicle. Okay, that's pushing the red line. It's unfortunate biome selection. So we can do. It's a lot of damage. I mean, that Rottweiler is very much not happy. Only 6 left on that side, but I can't hit him before he has the chance to move. We'll have to see if they do choose another Rottweiler. No. Okay, so that was the Ostrach coming in, hitting the Urban Mech UMR-90. This is one of the worst positions we've been in quite a while, I'd say, just because, well, as most of you know, I like to maneuver a lot, and I like to use that to get the kills that I need. And I'm not able to do that in this situation, because there's just so much forest, and because of the terrain blocking us from really moving up and engaging the enemy. Catapult's staying in the back, probably a smart choice on his part. Will make him harder for us to flank on this turn. Probably won't be able to until the beginning of next turn. And that Rottweiler is still alive, scattering damage all across it. That's not what we want. Oh, okay, so actually can get a rear shot here, and we will take it. Not the best accuracy ever, because we've lost the height advantage. He has a height advantage, and it's at a little bit longer range than the ER Smalls enjoy. Let's see if we can get something. Okay, structure exposed, jump jet H destroyed. That was a pretty productive volley. Let's take a look. Yeah, that was pretty productive. Breaching shot going on the Centurion, more LRM fire, just pounding in over and over and over again. It's going to be an issue. I think it's coming in from a vehicle back here, probably the 95 tonner. And, geez, the one that we've been working on is move out of the way. Don't even have eyes on him now. Which means we can't keep shooting at him. Okay, so here's what we do. We take Edmund and the Urbulam. We pop around behind this hill. And try and kill this catapult in one go. Let's see what we can do. Fingers crossed. It's a lot of red, and that catapult is down. Well, that's what you get for having an XL engine. 4 salvageable parts as well means that we could very well bring our own catapult to bear pretty soon, which I think would definitely be worthwhile. So we do need to get the Urban Mech out of the way, taking a lot of damage on a single hit location in his left side torso. To vigilance, good, and that'll be all. Should be the Marauder moving up, yep, firing at Dervish, well, not a lot of solid contact anyway. I think we can outduel him with our own Marauder, should the need arise. I'd rather it didn't, but it very well might. And, okay, so something over here. We're going to have to move up and risk the Centurion's arm. And the reason why is that I want that Rottweiler dead, and I want him dead yesterday. So we're going to go in with Precision Strike. We can change to Slug because that should be able to pound through if it hits either of those side locations. Missiles going in. Oh, are you kidding me? Jeez. Yeah, well, we got through to the internal structure, but not enough to kill. And these vehicles are proving to be just gigantic pains, as they always do. 4 left. Dagnabbit. Okay, well that doesn't feel great. We're gonna take a step back with the Dervish to hopefully cut the Marauder's line of sight there for the next turn, and fire in the Sleipnir. If nothing else, we can put some hurt on him. Although we're scattering all around the enemy, other than that catapult, so it's not exactly what you want to be doing in an ideal situation. But, well, we're very much not in one. My worry, by the way, the reason I haven't gone over to the target zone is sometimes when you do that, well, the enemy will get reinforcements, and if they did right now, I think we'd be in some pretty big trouble. It's not something I really want to risk until I'm more confident about our chances. This seems to be a creative way of dodging the Marauder's line of sight again, so let's do that. And please kill this Sleipnir. 1 and 2. Yes, vehicle destroyed. Finally we get a kill on their supporting lance. Nothing salvageable there from the Sleipnir, but at least its guns off the field, which is good enough for me right now. Okay, that's just been doing a breaching shot over there. What vehicle is that? It looks like a, oh geez, Elite Manticore, carrying at least 1 PPC. Tag landing in on the Marauder, and that Sleipnir's getting its revenge, just dealing crushing damage to us. Oh no, that's the Rottweiler. That's the thing that should be dead, except for 4 points in internal structure. Oh man. Well, you know, it happens, you gotta be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it, well, you'll end up like me right now. Giving lectures while in a bad situation. So, we have El Duce over here, and let's see. We could get a rear strike on the Marauder, or we could start going after vehicles, but I think the Urbulan will actually have an easier time killing mechs than it will vehicles. So let's go in for an alpha strike here. Actually, turn off one of the ER smalls, stay heat neutral, because I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to killing them this turn. Did I even get structure exposed? Yes, just barely on the right torso. That wasn't bad. Probably take us 2 more turns to make anything of that, but it's better than nothing. That's a rear fire arc, but I'm risking it. Please, 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 just kill this vehicle. No. I think all of those pounded into that rear arc. Yep. That's a waste. That Marauder is beating up my Marauder, which means we'll probably have no choice but to shoot back at him, which means that rear strike was also a waste. And this is going from bad to worse relatively quickly. I need a left side facing on our Marauder, or we're going to be in significant trouble. Dervish is going to have to shoot in. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up here. We're going to Vigilance because I want the additional damage reduction. And give me a full alpha strike. That Rottweiler has to die. Goodbye. Finally. After he does tons of damage. Very useful tank, actually. Rethinking my aversion to using him. If we go on the sprint here, we could get a rear... Okay, this is what we do. This is what we do. High risk, high reward. Let's go for it. Centurion is in a lot of danger here, but we can actually capitalize on the Urbulan's rear strike if we're lucky. Defensive formation popped for finally remembering that damage resistance, very necessary here. And do we do slug or cluster? 60 damage on a slug. Yeah, let's do slug. If all 3 hit locations were open, I would have done a cluster, but as it is, that is enough to tear off one of that torso. Looks like we even ripped off the AC-5. Yeah, and over half of that Marauder's guns are offline. Finally, some good news. Of course, our own Marauder is taking it on the chin again from their Ostrock, which will be a problem. But at least we have some increasing local control on that side of the map. Tell you what, we're going to... So our right side is really beat up, so we're going to hide our right side as much as we can against that cliff. Get a left side shot up against this Ostrock. Horrible accuracy, so we'll sink our heat instead and get a sensor lock. Should make his accuracy worse, ours better. Very nice. 2 vehicles, a Marauder and an Ostrock. Alaram's now going against the Marauder from a bad angle. That's the angle where we don't want to have any more damage coming in. We might lose another arm on that guy. fire coming in on the Centurion. Surviving it, but not well. We have a fair amount of rear armor on that Centurion, but it can't take that all day. Only 24 left on our rear CT. Turning into a bit of a slugfest, really. I mean, this is just... it's kind of impressive. So, the reason I'm hesitating, this guy, the Marauder moves on 7, which is an issue. If I come up here, we might be able to kill him. We can at least slow him down and moving on 6. So now we will go in with the Alpha Strike. Give me at least the other torso, please. And, okay, he's offline. Good. The issue is, that guy, that Urbulam, was my best chance of really dealing damage to the Ostrog on this turn, because our Centurion can't make it over there in time. Well, not on this round anyway. Won't be able to make it over there. So, alright, what do we do? We go in against these vehicles. Oh, jeez, look at those medium pulses. 1, 2, 3 medium pulse, quad medium laser, SRM-4, SRM-6, LRM-15. That is too deadly to stay alive. And needs to die in a very big fire as quickly as is possible. Okay. We don't have the heat to be able to do a Battle Lord. Let's drop the medium lasers so we sink a little bit of heat. Hope for some scattered damage from the surrounds. Oh, pilot bleeding out. Good. That should decrease his accuracy. This would be a charge. Yeah, that's not worth it. Let's see where we got that damage in. Looks like most of it went in to the left side of that tank. Can I get a shot on the left-hand side? No. So if I can't, then we maintain a right side facing toward the enemy. Let's go up here. And we'll have to shoot in the other side of this Ontos Mark IV. Stay with Slug, see if we can get through some communication. Doesn't look like it. Not the most damage off that Centurion, and I'll be honest, the LBX, it's nice utility, but it's not the most damage-dealing option that you can find. And we're just taking an absolute pounding. This is the opposite of how you want to do it. Sometimes necessity is as necessity does. Precision Strike now coming in on the Ostrog, finally giving us decent hit chances. What we're fighting is a size delta and a height difference, which you guys have already seen how impactful those two modifiers can be. Manticore coming up does land a hit on our Urbulam, but a single medium laser isn't going to be the end of our day there. And oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, lots of missile fire coming in. Yeah, wow. That is a deadly, deadly vehicle. Of course it does move on too, which gives us options. Also, the Ostrog, only 32 left in the left torso, really damaged arm, paper-thin rear armor. I was debating shooting through it on the front, but I think, given how low armor it has in the rear arc, let's just try and rip something off. Hopefully the streaks fire. No, the streaks don't fire. A little bit of a waste there. But sometimes it's unavoidable. So let's reserve down now. Ostrog's moving at 4. Let's reserve down to 6. Reason being, now I can come in here and give this guy a nice kick. Let's see what we can do. 75 from the kick. Mag 1 initiative, very nice. There's the slug. Not enough. Not enough. We've scattered damage all over that thing, and he needs to die on this turn or we have trouble. So let's go with another kick, and our UMR90 coming into support. 45 from the kick. Please, please, please follow up. That looks like a kill. That's a kill. Good, good, good. It's a lot of damage off the board. Oof. Okay, that's a relief. Let's come in with the Dervish. Kill that torso for me, please. Good clustering from the SRMs, and that's a panic out. We might have just gotten ourselves an Ostrog, 5 salvageable parts. Of course, I can only pick 4, but I think I have a spare, and even if not, we might get the 5th from a random. That would at least make this worth it. We can replace the UMR90. That has admittedly served very faithfully for us for a long time, so we'll be a little bit sad to see it go, but I'm expecting by the time the next mission rolls around, we'll probably have a different main lance. We'll have to see. It could take a little bit of time to do that in the mech bay, and I'm on a planet with some very nice contracts, so if there are other entertaining contracts here, we'll do those first. I think there was actually a duo duel That looked like a good idea. We could run it with the Centurion and the Dervish. We probably have a fairly good time there. So we'll shoot in on the Elite Manticore. Wow, these... Whoever thought of these tanks? I have significant questions. Like, what the hell were you thinking, and why were you thinking it, and can you please stop thinking it anywhere near me? Because, I mean, geez, we're giving this guy a full pounding, and barely making it down on my armor. Probably gonna hit him twice with the Marauder as well, and that's what's coming up next on Initiative 5. Come on, get this thing. We got through, structure exposed but not enough to kill. I'm a little concerned about the return fire there, that's going to be a little bit more than unpleasant. Okay, please either miss or shoot at something other than the Marauder, and miss. No! Oh, jeez. There goes the binary laser, there goes a double heat sink. And I have had to replace that binary laser on many occasions now. Alright, so we'll have some time in the mech bay, but, jeez. I mean, this mission isn't even over yet. We still have to pick up the scientist, which is technically speaking our first objective. If that's the end of it, or if evac is right on top of where we were, I'll feel a bit like a fool, but I think we just needed a love tap to be gone, and we've now lost another binary laser for being unable to manage that sooner. I think for right now, we'll just assume that there will be more OP4. Always the safer assumption to make, so let's move over, try and become a bit of a cohesive group around the objective, which that has come back to bite me sometimes before too. Like I'll move out from the start, and it'll turn out the place I really wanted to be was back where I started. But there's no way of knowing that before it happens. So we have exited combat. Let's just move everyone up and along. Can't get the objective on this turn, so we'll be able to now on the next one. Good. Top of the order. Baseball team. Okay. Hold until the scientist boards. Should be now. Good. OP4's wiped out. Fair enough. Hang around and we'll take a look at the salvage screen. Okay, so not a lot of money, only 115,000 C bills, but we didn't take it for the money. We will have some major mech repairs to do, but that's okay. 4 catapult pieces. I'm not the biggest fan of catapults, though. It's not my cup of tea. We take the Ostrock. It certainly is a decent body. Okay, 2 ER larges, medium lasers, SRM 4. Double heat sinks. I mean, yeah, that's all good if we have the additional part for it. We'll take that over the Star Slayer, which looks like I have sold the parts of the Star Slayer. Can we get just the double heatsink kit itself? No. Okay, well then this is our best choice. Let's see if we got the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an Ostrock 2D. Okay, well, I'll put that together. We'll have him fielded very soon. Thank you all for hanging around. We'll see you again.